from one of the loudest venues in the NFL. There's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Seattle Seahawks and the Kansas City Chiefs. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Now a play fake here on first down. And the grab made by Doug Baldwin. Doug Baldwin, the 20, 10, 5, and all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Doug Baldwin, 79 yards. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead. Well, that's how they envisioned to get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
Here's Walsh now to kick this one off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards, as he'll get this only back to the 20. On first down, Breeze. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
The good old cover 3 defense, partner. When you start playing football as a safety, that's the first thing you're taught. Middle of the field, be as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, and break on the football when it's thrown, and pick it off, just as we saw there.
Before the offense changes hands here, let's look back at the Super Bowl February 5th. What a game. I know you were there calling it offensively, though. Impressive on both sides.
It certainly was, and let's face it, if you're in Minnesota, it's cold outside, but you talk about the offenses, they heated up in a big way. And how about Nick Foles? The backup quarterback turned MVP, 373 yards, 3 touchdowns, and, of course, the big one receiving on the Philly special.
Quite a story. And as you and I were talking about off air, it was just a fluid game, not a lot of penalties, just really clean play.
Exactly the type of game the NFL needed for the audiences at home watching the game, and, of course, people in attendance. A really well-played game.
Oh, and it's incomplete. That would have been big in the end zone if he could have held on. Instead, it's second down. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. Wilson. He finds Beckham complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Odell Beckham from 17 yards out. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. Extra point try now for Walsh.
The catch and the touchdown, they were the end result of a terrific route run by the receiver.
Just a 4-play drive that time. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. Here's Walsh now to kick this one off. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Back onto the field come the Kansas City Chiefs. As they look back to this last year, disappointment ultimately in how the season ended, Charles, no doubt. It was a weird year, though. The great start, the weird middle, and then the strong end.
And every team in the NFL documents their season with a year-end, video, movie about the season. This is going to be a tale of 3 seasons for the Kansas City Chiefs, isn't it?
Yeah.
How about the start? Remember opening night in Foxborough, beating the defending Super Bowl champs? I mean, they went on the road and took out the Patriots with Tom Brady, and that got them up to a 5-0 start. And then they hit the middle section.
Yeah, that 1-6 stretch.
I mean, that was a tough one. It was hard to believe because we watched it unfold, but we kept saying, they'll get it back together. And they did. Down the stretch, 4-0, winning by almost an average of 12 points per game that propelled them to the AFC West title.
Breeze now, and that is incomplete. He was looking again for Kelsey there on that play. That'll bring up 2nd down. They come up with exactly 1 minute to go in this first quarter. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Breeze. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, 65 yards. And the Chiefs are able to get this back within a touchdown. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Oh, well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us. Charles, earlier we talked a lot about Russell Wilson, what a great job he did last year in 2017 as Seattle's offense is working their way back onto the field. But they're probably going to need to find a running game to alleviate some of that pressure on Wilson, right?
Yeah, you think? I mean, my good.
Try for the tight end, Ertz, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Before the possession switches here, I had written down that I wanted to talk about some of the awards this past season in the NFL. We know Brady was the MVP, but Todd Gurley, Offensive Player of the Year.
How about that for a bounce back? Many were questioning whether he'd had a sophomore slump the season before. Didn't even get to 1,000 yards. Was a dominant force in 2017. How about his teammate Aaron Donald on the defensive side? He took home Defensive Player of the Year award.
Yeah, very impressive. They had both sides of the ball. Sean McVay deserving, I think you would agree, of Coach of the Year.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what he did for the Rams when they went from last in the league in scoring to leading the league in scoring and winning a division title. And how about the...
Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. It's a foot race. Past the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see... What I thought that had to be, come on, say it for me, say it for me. Who picked up that pass?
The free safety.
Oh, you got to have those great skills back there. Eyes, anticipation, great hands. And, of course, how about the fluid moves afterwards to take it all the way to the house?
Sounds like you're watching your old game film up here in your head.
Yeah, that's the dream I had of being that player. I just never was.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. I want to give a hat tip real quick, Charles, to J.J. Watt before the possession switches here. Walter Payton, NFL Man of the Year, and they totaled up how much he helped raise for hurricane relief, $37 million.
Incredible. Hurricane Harvey, which really hit.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Jaron Reed with a great push up front. He picks up the sack and a loss of 8. On second down, here's Breeze. And he'll find his man on the out route. That's Allen. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. On third and long, it's Breeze. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
So here we go on fourth down with Breeze. He's going to, and for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah,
and then with the Eagles.
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets them up first and goal.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one that typically comes up with the football.
Absolutely. His roots go all the way back to Gulf Breeze, Florida, where he's from, right on the water near Pensacola, and then, of course, to Stanford, and, boy, he's been good. To throw is Wilson. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Definitely be a disappointment to come out of this starting position with just 3 points. They need to try to dial something up now, 3rd and 10. The former Gamecock here. This is Mike Davis. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Give him 4 yards on the play, and that will lead us into the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Arrowhead after this. We're just 2 minutes away from sending you to Orlando for Larry Ridley and our EA Sports halftime report, so don't forget about that coming up shortly.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a halftime without him, and we thank him for doing the highlights. Let's go get a snack.
And he'll get it only to about the 3 and no further as they stop him. Johnson kept out of the end zone on 4th down, and the ball's going to be going back to the Chiefs. CD, I want to get your thoughts on some potential free agents this offseason before we change the possession here. Now, caution, many of these guys could be resigned, I know, but who are some of them? Kirk Cousins. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 29. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Well, they were obviously backed up, had a little bit of space from the goal line, snapping it from the 3, but still try to throw it, and...
Yeah, exactly. This is where hindsight is 20/20 comes into play, right? Seems like a good idea to throw the ball there. Maybe you'll surprise him and catch him off guard. Instead, you've created a turnover and put your defense in a bad spot.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. On second down, Johnson. Call that a loss loss of 5 yards on the play. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
Here's Wilson. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. 4th down. Here's Wilson. Looking for Baldwin. Intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right?
I hate to sound really negative, but at this point, an incomplete pass, almost a moral victory that it's not picked off.
Well, you may hate to sound negative, but that was negative.
It was very negative, I know, but all these first-half interceptions, it's been tough to watch.
Yeah, couldn't find a silver lining in this one. Much more like lead.
To throw, it's Breeze. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Michael Bannon. He's the one that... Got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. They fake the give. Here's Breeze. He's got a man complete. And he gets this one all the way up to the 40. He got 29 yards that time. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half.
Kill!
The final shot before half for Breeze. Going deep for Hopkins. And now here is another interception. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. Big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Drew Brees getting ready to go again on offense. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say, want to get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to and my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the Pro Bowl safety Cam Chancellor. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Second down following the run. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Dancing to his left. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. The rushing numbers for Wilson maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket.
Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
Well, should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really...
And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 24. And he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in his wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Wilson. There's Baldwin. Touchdown, Seattle. Doug Baldwin, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts.
That'll leave him with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Walsh now for the PAT. He's got it, and the lead swells. It's 28-6. Well, that drive started with not
whole lot of real estate in front of them. In clutch territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. Here's Walsh now to kick this one off. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Now a second timeout called for. And that's going to in the third quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. We'll be back. They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Breeze to throw on 2nd down. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down. On first down, it's Gurley. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. Play action. Breeze. Going deep for Hopkins. And my goodness, another interception. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidence.
And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Odell Beckham with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the interception by the Seahawks D leads to a touchdown. Davis now.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Now a handoff for Gurley. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. They go play action here on first down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 17. Accelerating, and off he goes. And they finally put an end to this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used the calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what...
And he is going to be run down. What a disaster there. A huge loss. Allen Bailey. He's the one that finally ends up corralling him. And my goodness, that is a disastrous loss. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. Play action. It's Wilson. And he's got his tight end. This is Luke Wilson. The 40, 20, 10. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
So another score there. Often you talk about the three phases of the game: defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that. Coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Caught, Kelsey, left side. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down. On play action. Now Breeze. He's going to let it fly. That's caught inside the 20. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown. But they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And the Seahawks, looks like they've recovered. They have. And he is hit pretty hard from the side as he's knocked down. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Oh, Wilson going to throw. He sets to fire deep. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, third down. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up fourth down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. They'll let it go deep for Beckham. A swing pass caught. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown This thing is ugly.
Well, I've got to laugh here, and I really don't want to because the old school in me is not happy about this score this late, not necessary. But this is Madden, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is how it works.
Rub it in. Have a day.
I mean, what does it matter? These guys who are playing in this game, there are no feelings
Exactly.
there.
They don't have to face the guy. Well, they might if they're in the same room going head-to-head.
But that's
The
about
virtual guys on the screen don't have to face each other after this one.
In that case, run it up.
They've got this big lead. They said, forget one. We want two. Instead, they got 0.
Unbelievable that he even attempted from the 15-yard line. What are they thinking? I do know this. When you fake one in this situation with that type of a lead, especially from the 15-yard line, oh, boy. I tell you what, meeting them again somewhere down the line, they'll remember this. Yeah, they'll think that they were trying to clown them a little bit.
Now a play fake here on first down. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. On play action, it's Breeze. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 40, and he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. And he'll be knocked down sideways. 15 yards through the air and a first down. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. Wilson wants to throw it. Now he'll turn and throw deep back to the other side of the... And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And that will write a finish to this ball game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defense... Here's Blair Walsh now about ready to get us started. And we are underway from Arrowhead. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Breeze now on first down. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Bobby Wagner in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. Now the first carry here for Todd Gurley. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. 13 yards on the pickup, and that'll lead here to a third down. Again, they run with Gurley. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a fourth down. They do go for it. It's Breeze. And his first pass is incomplete. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. So shall we say a bold decision to go for it, and that bold decision does not pay off.
And when you talk about bold, you're saying all caps?
All caps.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. Russell Wilson taking it in from 24 yards out. And the Seahawks have taken a first quarter lead. And maybe the defense got so caught up in him throwing the football, they forgot he can take off too.
And you often hear about the quarterback being the unaccounted for guy as a runner. Well, even on a passing play, he's unaccounted for as a runner, and he turned it into a nice game.
A very nice run, and it turns in to 6 points.
And that play will go nowhere, losing yardage back near midfield at the 49.
I thought the days of the fake extra point were numbered once they moved these kicks back to the 15. Apparently, I was mistaken.
Yeah, I was wondering who was ever going to try to do this. In fact, I quit wondering. I didn't think it would ever happen. Taking a fake from the 15-yard line to try and pick up an extra point, I didn't think anyone would ever call this.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
So the football switching hands here in just a second. And, you know, Tom Brady, just to go off on a tangent for a second, may have lost the Super Bowl, but third MVP this past season, and what he did at age 40, really something, right, Charles?
Absolutely phenomenal. Ended up beating out Todd Gurley, the running back for the Los Angeles Rams, but he would have traded it for a Super Bowl win, don't you think? How about this? The last 9 NFL MVPs to play in the Super Bowl that same season, 0-9.
Yeah.
We go all the way back to Kurt Warner in, what, 1999, where he won the double?
We were going over that stat earlier. That is hard to believe.
But he would have been the MVP had the Patriots pulled that one out.
He still has 5 rings, though. 5 Super Bowl titles for Brady.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now remember, they were unsuccessful earlier in this first quarter. Going for it on 4th. They're going to try a second time. They'll try and throw for it here. And able to find Green. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down. Now a play fake. Breeze. Forced out to his left. And this one is incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. And it's second down. A little too much oomph. Too much mustard there on that pass.
They really turned it loose, didn't they? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. Didn't lead to a completion, though. Made it very difficult.
Breeze going to throw. And caught. Right side. Green. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. A.J. Green, 58 yards. And the Chiefs have tied it, and they can take the lead with the extra point. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Butker now to kick this one away. Tyler Lockett now with a return. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. On first down, Wilson underneath for Johnson. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Second down now after the pass completion.
Here's Wilson to throw. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere.
Wilson now to throw on third down. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. Chris Jones coming in to drop him for a loss of 8. And it'll be fourth down. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
So on fourth down, as seen on TV, here's their resident strongman, John Ryan, on to punt. Here we go on fourth down with Ryan. And he's going to let it go deep. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. Well, not only did they try to fake it, they put the ball in the arm of their punter, and it didn't work out.
Not the quarterback.
No.
The punter.
Yeah. Risky.
And it's so funny because when it works, genius. When it doesn't work, not so smart.
Not so genius.
In this case, not so genius. I do admire that he went for it.
And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 12. Breeze now to throw. This will be caught inside the 10. And he's brought down, but not before reaching the 8-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. And they've got it here with a first down. And now inside the red zone, the offense will operate. On 1st and goal, Gurley. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. Now Breeze throwing on 2nd down. Steps away to his left. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. 3rd and goal, Gurley. And he's going to bull his way into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Todd Gurley taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead. Able to punch it in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
Butker now to kick this one away. On the return, the All-Pro 2 years ago, Tyler Lockett. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And complete to Zach Ertz. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before that. And the grab made by Doug Baldwin. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. Wilson will throw again. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
So after the INT, it's Breeze. Whipping one into Allen. That's complete. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. Now on second down, this is Gurley. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down. They fake the give. Here's Breeze. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowl quarterback, Richard Sherman, and his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
When we talk about the best corners in the league, we're usually saying shutdown corners, guys you can't complete passes against. Richard Sherman fits that definition to it.
And the Chiefs are going to get him. Chris Jones in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon. Now Wilson on second down. Caught left side. It's Beckham. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It'll be a loss of a yard, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on third and long. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Justin Houston in there to drop him for a 4-yard loss, and it'll be fourth down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. A big boot that time, 57 yards. The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And heavy contact. He is knocked down hard. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. The final shot before half for Breeze. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that is incomplete. So we've come upon halftime here in Arrowhead with it. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. They go play action here on first down. And that's complete to Luke Wilson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. Now Johnson. And the play goes no. 40 at the 39. And it'll be second down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. And that is caught. Oh, what a catch at the 5-yard line. A big play that time for the Seahawks. 57 yards. They come out with one back and 3 tight ends. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. Give him 4 on the carry there. It's 2nd and goal.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little.
And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. David Johnson taking it in from a yard out. And the Seahawks a 2-point conversion away from tying the game. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Now Wilson goes right side, and he's got it. So they went ahead and went for 2 to tie the game, and it works out. Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted to tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done, get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. So here's the Chiefs offense. First reps in half number 2. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game. We'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
And they'll start this drive with very good field position. After the interception, here's Wilson. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. David Johnson. He scored. On the ground and through the air. And the Seahawks capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. Here's Walsh now to kick this one off. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Caught. Kelsey, left side. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First down for the Chiefs. Solid chunk of yardage. 17 on the play. They'll run it now out of the gun. Despite the heavy running, he'll be hit and drop shy of the 45. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. On play action. Now Breeze. Under Sacked back at the 46. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And we are back here. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. So the offense takes the timeout. And now we're set to get going.